Hello and welcome back to Ultimate Marble Racing Season 4. We're here with race 21, Marble GP Fiji. It is yet again another Marble GP track created by Iceman 99. So we'll see how Iceman performs. We're saying in the introduction section that the turnaround happens today, and then realised it was one of their tracks, and it's going to hold off for the second race. Because Iceman's got a bit of a curse on their own tracks, so we'll see how that goes. Now, I wasn't sure if this stream was actually going to happen today, because little side story here before we get into it. They're doing building work down the road. There's a patch of land behind some houses, a couple of houses down, that they want to build some new houses on. And while they decided to put the digger scoop straight through the electric cable under the ground and cut the cable in half. So I had no power all morning and a good bit of the afternoon. I was watching them out the window, seeing what they were doing, and they were just stood there with these two bits of cable cut in half, kind of like, oops. And then they had to get the electric people out, and they took a look at it and were like, yeah, you've messed up here. And then they had to get some people out, but thankfully, because they'd already dug it up, half the job was already done to fix it. So all they had to do was, I think they had to just splice it back together. So yeah, I wasn't actually sure how long that was going to take, but thankfully it was done about 3 hours ago, 4 hours ago, I think now. So yes, we have a stream. It's all good. So yeah, as boys, a little space egg law there. Yeah, almost didn't happen. But yeah, so current standings. Pesky Bird has quite the lead right now, looking very comfortable in that number one spot as we are approaching the last quarter of the season. Stormy is in second. We'll see if they can keep this up. A very good last few races by Stormy, bumping up into second. Moo is in third, and Demon, Eternal Darkness teammate, just behind in fourth. Then we have Alfonso in fifth. We're tied in sixth with Superboss. Fludes in eighth. Cheese in ninth. Sage in 10th. Then Iceman tied with Shady, Weep, Luna, Azur, Egbot, and Jimmy. So they are the current standings going into race 21 of our 32 race season. So let's head over to the first track of the stream. So here we are, another first time track for the series. This is Marble GP Fiji. I'm sure we'll get some insight from Iceman around the track, as we usually do. Because there's always a bit of backstory to some of these tracks, what they're based on, what's going on, and the idea behind it. Or not, or maybe not this time. Not much to tell about this one. It is what it is. It is what it is. Fiji has beaches, so yeah. So not not as technical as some of the others. Then has beaches. Good choice. Just choosing random countries to make races of. Yeah, the list is crazy big if you go on the workshop. All countries eventually. That is bold. That is a bold statement. And then what? What do you do then? Once you've done all the countries, what does Iceman do next? Maybe go on to every city, every city in the world, or every capital. Update all of them. Yeah, just keep cycling around, keep you busy. So let's spawn everyone into their places. When's the Dutch GP coming? They get every planet. Yeah, they get every country on every planet. You gotta move on to Mars next. Don't forget their countries. So 6 laps around this track, but before we take a look around, let's start up the prediction. So start prediction. How many will DNF? 2 minutes to get those predictions in. and we'll have a look around while people get their predictions in. So quite a smooth start into an S-bend. It was the 9th track. There you go. So there was a Dutch GP. And it is legit the garden map filled with tulips. There we go. So into a hairpin. Then some more S-bends. And then we go into the ocean. Into the sea. Bit of underwater section into a ladder to get back out. And dry off on the beaches once again. Another S-bend, like the S-bends on this track. A big sweeping bend. Opening up onto a straight, and look, another little S-bend. Then dropping down, probably skimming the beach. And then going into a split section. Left side or right side? There we go, Iceman beat me to it. Red lane is the faster side, there you go. Don't even need to ask the question. Then into the water once again. Up another ladder. And lots more S's, lots of wiggly turns, a little hairpin, very tight into the start finish. So get those predictions in. Iceman will have a bit of an advantage knowing the track, so maybe the tactic is to see what Iceman votes, maybe go the same, or maybe go different, because who knows what can happen in these races. We always see some of the craziest stuff. Unpredictable and dramatic moments. It has to be part of next season, considering there are 2 Dutch races and the game dev is Dutch. That is a good shout. You know what? I'll probably end up forgetting because my memory is absolutely awful. But if you put that in, we always do track discussion between seasons. Either pop in the Discord now or remind me if I forget when we're doing discussions of what tracks could be in the next season. And yeah, that could be a really good shout. What else have we got in the chat? I noticed the predictions have just finished, so I'm going to catch up with the chat and then we will get the race started. And I also see the hydrate as well, so I will hydrate too. Real F1 circuits are hard. Only done Monaco so far. Yeah, you need to be good at working out the scale and distances in game to match the real track scaling, which is the challenge. You counted me as well as 2 Dutch drivers, yeah. But there might be more, The Dutch track was legit the only track that in the past has crashed my world on a PC. Wow, probably 2 made tulips. That is probably the case. Okay, right, all caught up on that, so let's get the race going. Here we go. As it counts down. And off down the straight. And into the gentle turn 1. Everyone will start to group up here. Going into the first of the S-bends. So Cheese and Sage with a good line there. But Fludes even better is going to leap in front of Sage. And we'll be chasing down Cheese. Coming round the bend. Might be a little bit too slow, we'll see. See if they pick up pace. Sped it up by 1 increment there. And Fluge is going for the wide line, a bit more speed. He's going to get past Cheese, who's going a bit slow. Shady with a rough bounce. Demon bounces backwards as well. There's a bit of a pile up. So we see them approach the ladder. Fluge is going to be at the front, but a little fall off there means Luna and Cheese will join them. And Pesky Bird and Azure side by side. And it looks like it's going to be Weep currently at the back. Boy, I forgot about Fludes. So yeah, it would be three Dutch racers. Imagine forgetting about your own wife. That is dangerous territory there. And they were currently winning as well, but Luna managing to get into the lead. And Pesky Bird just realising that they won the last race as well. Very happy with that result. And Fludes heard that the red lane was faster and is going for it to get that lead back. See Eggbot on the red side as well, followed by Cheese and Moo. And yes, red side is a lot quicker than the other side, so you definitely want to aim for this one, as Luna is going to lose a lot of time and a lot of places going on the left side. See Iceman knowing the track well, also going for that right side, and Luna's going to drop down to 9th from that, so definitely want to take that red side. That will be key, keeping that consistency. So Flute's currently leading with quite a good lead at the moment. Eggbot in 2nd, Moo in 3rd, Cheese in 4th, Jimmy in 5th, Demon in 6th, and Sage in 7th. Then we have a little group up here, Iceman, Azure and Luna side by side with Weep just behind. So coming off the ladder, Demon with a bit of a rough hit there. Sage has more speed. It's a good line by Sage. We'll be in front of Demon, but Demon lining up to get through the next set of bends even faster. That's a great line by Demon. Although Sage is going to use Jimmy to their advantage. Jimmy's going to hit the wall and collide with Demon, holding Demon up. And that's come out quite bad for Demon there, but very good for Jimmy. So Flute's breaking away up at the front. Eggbot and Cheese battling it out for 2nd. So it's going on at the back. We're in Alfonso trailing a bit, going on to lap 2. There's still a chance. Be all about that split section. If you can consistently take the shorter line, that could be huge. And Sage and Jimmy getting past Moo, actually pushing Moo into the wall there. People getting quite violent. And they're getting more violent later into this season. Really fighting for those points now. And there's a bit of a hold up down at the ladder, causing some chaos. Eggbot and Sage side by side, and it's allowed Fludes and Cheese to break away in 1st and 2nd. But everyone's still fairly close together further back. So Fludes on the move. Cheese will be hunting them down. Sage is going to have an inside line past Eggbot. We'll close that gap. Same with Jimmy in front of Moo. And Jimmy's got better speed here than Eggbot. It's not going to be enough into the corner though. So around the corner nice and smooth. Stormy going from outside to the inside. That was a great move by Stormy. Looking very professional with the racing line there. Outside to in with lots of speed. In fact, good speed on the exit as well. Pesky with a lot of speed as well, but Pesky's going to divert off, pushing Stormy to the left. Tactical maneuver by Pesky Bird, pushing Stormy the slow route after a great corner. And Pesky Bird will be taking the quicker route round. And we'll be seeing quite the gain there. Can we speed up when at ladders? I could do. Although once they start to spread out, it's not as needed. Maybe on the earlier ladders, yeah. When everyone's grouped together, could probably speed past them a bit quicker. On these later ones, usually we can see what's going on further back. And by the time we've watched them all approach the ladder, the front runners are back on the move. Currently, Weep is behind. In fact, Stormy, after the disaster and the chaos, getting pushed down that slow route, it's all fallen apart. Is now side by side with Luna, down in 15th, 16th. But further up, Fludes and Cheese now fighting for that #1 spot. Behind we have Eggbot, Jimmy and Azure battling out. Moo with a bit of a collision on the wall. Iceman and Pesky Bird looking for a way past. Moo's having some difficulties. Iceman gets past, but Pesky Bird doesn't. And we'll be blocking Super Boss. So everyone very close together back there. And Cheese has managed to get past Fludes up at the front. So we're going to focus on this battle up at the front for a minute. It's hard to see where to look at this point. We have a battle going on in first, and you can see back there, there's a battle raging between everyone else behind. There is action everywhere right now. Top two do have quite a big lead, yep. Quite the split between these top two and third. And it looks like Moo has recovered from all that chaos, has managed to take third place going to the ladder. Eggbot and Azure side by side. Peskybeard and Jimmy side by side. Superboss and Iceman side by side. And then Sage just behind. Stormy's managed to recover some time. And Luna, Bwer and Weep still running a little bit slow on this track. But it is just lap 3 of 6. Maybe they can make up the time in the second half. So Flude's now trying to break away from Cheese. Heading into the split section, Fludes is going to be going the slow way. Cheese is going to be going the slow way. This could be a big opportunity for those behind. We'll see if anyone makes use of it. Looks like Moo's lining up for the quick route. Eggbot is going to be going the slow way. So is Iceman. Jimmy's going to be going the faster route. But with such a strong lead up at the front, it looks like it's not quite going to be enough. But now the pressure is on as those behind are very close to Cheese in second. And this could up the excitement up at the front now. Azure is now right on the tail of Cheese. As we head further back, it looks like most people did go the slower route round this time. And a bit of a pile up at the bottom. Bwer's managed to gain a few places, is up to 12th now. Stormy also trying to make back some places after all the chaos. I just look at the chat there, but as I was reading the chat, Azure's gone for a great lunge there, managing to get past Cheese and almost lunging past Fluids, but isn't quite enough. Moves past Cheese as well. Cheese is having some trouble now. Is losing momentum and going into the second half of the race. And Azure is hunting down Fluids. A rough hit on that corner. Be a chance for Moo here. Superboss trying to lunge past Cheese, and it works. Cheese getting put off there, crashes into the wall and goes stationary for a second. Superboss makes it past. And behind is Peskybeard and Jimmy, followed by Stormy and Sage. They've got a battle going on here. Iceman, Eggbot, and Bwer grouped together. So we're going to follow them around to the ladder. Looks like Fludes and Azure are going to be side by side, and they both make it on. Cheese currently with the fastest lap. So again, the front two trying to break away from everyone else, but this time it's Fludes and Azure. So far, Fludes putting up quite the race. But can they keep it up? Can they keep the consistency for the rest of the race? It's not a great race for Weep at the back. Still running a bit slow. Luna and Weep really having some difficulties here on this track. Not quite finding the pace. Fludes is going to break away from Azure once again. Trying to create a gap. Azure's made a mistake on the corner, and Flude's going to be looking for the quicker route here, and Azure's not. So this is great for Flude up the front. But Azure with the last minute switch. Moo going the long way, so Azure's going to be chasing Fludes down again. And Cheese going the slow way as well, so Peskybird's going to gain some time here. Azure's right behind Fludes once again. You're going to see some big movements in the positions here. Bwer leaps up to 9th, Eggbot to 10th. Peskybird's up to 4th. It is crucial you make the right decision on that split section. Wheatman can finally take back the spot at the bottom of the leaderboard. I guess that's one positive outlook for this. Cheese still with the fastest lap, looking to pick up that extra point. I'll take any top 10 spot. Yep, all the points matter. If you get into the top 10, that is even better. Sage with a lunge past Moo, but it's too hard into the corner. There's a lot of speed there by Cheese, going up the inside of Stormy, and again, going into that corner too aggressive is quite the slowdown, but Cheese and Jimmy getting past Boer. And Cheese dropping a few positions. It's now behind Boer, just in front of Eggbot, and is holding that 10th position. And Fludes took the fastest lap, trying to grab an extra point up at the front. Try to squeeze out every point possible. Stormy with a bit of a slowdown on that corner. Jimmy and Cheese now just behind, a bit more speed going into the drop down. Cheese is going to get past Stormy. And Boer's fallen back a little bit. Is now outside of the top 10. And Azur still right behind Fludes up at the front. So everyone's still fairly close together. This could be very close going to the final lap. And Azur has a bit more speed than Fludes going into the split section. They're both going to go the quicker way, keeping it consistent through here. Azur with a lot more speed, but Fludes is going to try and block. And it is a successful block, keeping Azur behind. But this is where consistency is key. And it is showing a lot of the people up at the front are opting for the faster route, not letting anyone else have a chance of getting past here. Except for Boer. Boer doesn't follow the same rules. Boer goes the other way, believing they're quick enough to take the slower routes. Classic Boer moment. And it's going to be costly. As Boer is going to drop to 14th with that. As we'll be going on to the final lap and one final chance to go through that split section and try and make up some positions late into the race. And Wheat opting for the slow route once again. I don't know if we've seen Wheat use that red lane once yet, but that is Wheat just doing their own thing. But up at the front, the consistency from Fludes and Azur here, just keeping the laps fast. Currently nearly a 4-second gap between Fludes and Azur. Superboss, Pesky Bird and Sage just behind, a little freeze there. As we're now on the final lap, Sage with a bit of a rollback there, rough hit on the corner. Cheese will be just behind. Moo and Jimmy battling out. Fludes with a bit of a rollback on the drop down, will lose some time. Iceman on the tail of Shady, and Cheese actually taking the fastest lap. A bit of a pile up there with Cheese and Stormy. It's actually slowed Stormy down and has caused them to drop a couple of positions, but managing to jump over Moo there and push Moo backwards. Jimmy getting forced backwards as well, being a bit costly for the two of them. And going to the ladder, Sage, Cheese, Stormy. Oh, Moo getting pushed off by Jimmy there and getting held back by Eggbot. Moo will drop a couple of positions. And Demon having some difficulties with the ladder. Shady's going to take that spot. Demon having a lot of difficulties. Iceman comes through as well, and Demon finally making it on after those troubles. The Flude's currently breaking away. Final time going to the split section, and of course Flude to the consistency will be going round the red way once again. Azur isn't though. This could be very costly on the final lap. Superboss and Pesky Bird will be going the quicker route. This could be huge for the two of these getting up into the top 3. A massive moment here as Superboss moves up into second, Pesky Bird in third, coming up to the final ladder. Iceman going the slow way around, Shady the slow way around. Stormy's in trouble. Stormy's going slow. Very slow on the quicker side of the track, but is going incredibly slow. There's a big problem here for Stormy, and that's going to cost a lot of time. And we're once again going the long way around. True Were moment going on here. And it's all falling apart towards the end. Up at the front, Fluids with quite a dominant performance here. Supos and Pesky Bird, it's going to come down to the wire for them two. And they are not going down without a fight. So they're going to be battling it out all the way to the end here. Supos going for a lunge, doesn't quite make it. It's going to try and go around the outside, while Fluids is going around the final corner. And it's a bad hit for Pesky Bird there. Fluids crosses the line in first, takes the win. Superboss is in front of Pesky Bird, Azure just behind. And Superboss is going to be in front, going to cross the line. Superboss in second, Pesky Bird third, Azure in fourth. A bit of a collision there between Sage and Cheese. Moo's going to come across in fifth, Eggbot in sixth. And Stormy managing to regain a bit after that slowdown. Jimmy's going to come across in seventh, then Cheese and Sage. Then Demon in 10th. Iceman will cross the line in 11th. Stormy 12th. Shady 13th. Alfonso 14th. And then it's going to be Luna, Weep, and Whir. Ever since the moment Whir said they were happy with the top 10, it all fell apart. But you know what? Weep taking a fastest lap on that final lap. At least that's something Weep can come away with. And the extra position in 16th. Yes, a proper Whir moment. It all fell apart since then. But there we go. 0 DNFs and a win for Fluids. So claps in the chat. Congratulations to Fluids on the win. A very strong performance. A 5-second gap between Fluids and Superboss. The consistency was on point in this race by Fluids, and that was key to the win. So congratulations on that win. And fastest lap by Weep as well. So, boy, no offense for how I worse than Weep. I know Weep was quite happy to try and take that final position, and you even robbed Weep of that glory. Yeah, truly a Whir moment. Doing a -1 point for slowest lap. No. That'd be quite brutal. Start throwing in random minus points for different things as well. But there we go. So I'm going to do the predictions. So it was in fact, everyone guessed right here. So everyone's a winner in terms of predictions. And now I'm going to go and enter these results over on the leaderboard, and I'll be back in just a minute with the standings. Alright, so the results have been entered. So let's head over to the standings. So, we also need to talk about the fact that Pesky Bird has had 3 top 3s in the past. Wait, no, saying that wrong. Pesky Bird has had a top 3 finish in the last 3 races. That's what I'm trying to say. 3 races in a row now, Pesky Bird's finished in the top 3, and it's just extending that lead late into this season. So we'll see if this performance from Pesky Bird continues, looking very strong at the moment. So Pesky Bird currently leading 481 points. Stormy in second with 412. Moo in third with 494. Fluids now in fourth with 392. Superboss in fifth with 389. Demon in sixth with 372. Alfonso in seventh with 366. Whir in eighth with 359. Cheese in ninth with 352. Sage in 10th with 334 to round out the top 10. And below that we have Iceman, Shady, Azure, Weep, Luna, Eggbot, and of course Jimmy. Jimmy still having a bit of a rough season, scoring some decent points in the first race today, but still struggling a bit at the bottom. We'll see. Maybe Jimmy can turn it around. Things may still turn around. We are approaching the final races, the final quarter of the season, but you know, there's still a chance. But the people lower down, this is where you really need to start putting in some pace. Start getting those points in if you want a shot at the top 3. And that number 1 spot is looking harder and harder every race with Pesky Bird's performance. Pesky Bird saying they're just better this season. Pesky Bird OP, same boy. You can't, clever tactic, you can't lose the championship on Red Rings if you sealed it before. That is true. Red Rings can be quite the intense track, a lot of drama. So yeah, the best chance is to try and secure that win before going into that final race on Red Rings, because that is quite a chaotic one. Lots can happen in that final race. And of course, just another reminder before we finish up on this first race, it is September on Twitch. So if you do want ad-free viewing and want to subscribe, now is probably the best month to do it, as it is, I think, 30% off. If you don't have Prime, of course, because with Prime it is free. But yeah, it's September at the moment on Twitch, so feel free if you're looking to subscribe and wanted a discount. Now is definitely the month to do it. With that out of the way, that is race 1 of the stream done. And of course, as always, we will have a second race coming up very shortly. Coffee Raceway will be next, so stick around if you're watching on Twitch. But for those on YouTube, that is going to be it for this video. So to those on YouTube, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one.